Come in, join in. The man took out his watch and looked at it. He shook it every now and then, and he held it to his ear, right? "Today's wrong," he said. "I told you butter wouldn't suit the works." He looked angry at the marshal. "It was best butter," said the marshal. "Yes, but some crumbs must have got in as well." The hatter grumbled. "You shouldn't have put it in with bread knife." The marshal took the watch and looked at it gloomily. Then he dipped it in his cup of tea and looked at it again. "Let's change the subject," he said. "I thought the young old lady tell us the story, but I don't know one," said Alice in alarm. The hatter poured a little hot tea on its nose of the mice. You see, I love the mice, man, she's so cute. Page 32. Then Dormouse shouted. The boat cried, "Wake up, Dormouse!" They pitched it on both sides at once, and the hatter poured a little hot tea on its nose. "I wasn't asleep," murmured the Dormouse. "I heard every word you said." "Tell us a story," said the marshal. "Yes, please do," said Alice. "Once upon a time there was 3 sisters," began the Dormouse in a great hurry. Their names were Elsie, Lacey, and Tally, and they lived at the bottom of a well. "What did they live on?" asked Alice. "They live on the trestle," said the Dormouse. "They couldn't have," said Alice. "They have been yelled." "So they were," said the Dormouse. "Very yell. Have some more tea," said the hatter to Alice. "I haven't had any yet," said Alice. "So how can I have any more?" "She's so fine." "She's so fine. You mean you can have less," said the hatter. "It's easy to have more than nothing." Alice turned back to the Dormouse. "Why did they live at the bottom of a well?" she asked. "It was a tracery wheel," said the Dormouse. "These sisters were learning to draw. You see, what did they draw?" asked Alice. "Tracery," replied to the Dormouse. "I don't understand," said Alice. "Where did they draw the tracery from?" "Trestle." "You can draw water from a water well," said the hatter. "So why shouldn't you draw trestle from a trestle well?" "But they were in the well," cried Alice. "Of course they were," said the Dormouse. "Well in." He was getting sleepy again. "They draw everything that begins with an M." The Dormouse went on drowsily, such as mouse traps and and the moon and mentions. You say things are much of a matchness. Did you ever see drawing of matchness? "I don't think," began Alice. "Then you shouldn't talk snapped the hatter. This was too much for Alice. She got up and walked into the wood. When she looked back, she saw that the others were trying to put the dormouse in the teapot. See the picture, the card of hearts, the Queen's card garden. As you can see, off with her head. Quark led over the hedgehogs. The Queen stamps about shooting off with his head off, or off with her head. Every few minutes. Soon the game was over, like poker, by the way. I was, enjoying the game of poker. All the players except the king and the queen and Alice had been sentenced to be beheaded. Alice was relieved to hear the king whisper to them, "You are all pardoned." Okay? Ali was talking to the Dutch when a trumpet sounded in the distance. The train beginning. "Come on," said the judge, taking Alice by the hand. "Come." "What trail is that?" Alice panted, running to keep up with her. There was a jewelry box with 12 creatures in it. Amazing, guys. Who stole the tarts? Okay. Jump into the ends. "I can't help it," said Alice. "I'm growing." "I can't help it," said Alice. "I'm growing." "Then grow somewhere else," grumbled the dormouse. "You have no right to grow here." "Call the next witness," said the king. The White Rabbit, in his shrill little voice, read out the name Alice! Alice evidence, Alice cried, she jumped up, forgetting how large she had grown, and knocked over the jury box. The jury went sprawling into the crowd. Alice picked up them and put them back into the box. "We cannot proceed till all the jury are in their proper places," said the king severely. Alice saw that Bill and the lizard was upside down, so she put him back the right way up. What do you know about this business?" asked the king. "Nothing," said Alice. "That's very important," said the king. Unimportant, your majesty means," said the White Rabbit exhaustedly. Some of the jury wrote down important, some were unimportant, and some were both. Then the king read out Rule 42, "All prison more than a mile high to leave the court." Everyone looked at Alice. "That's not a regular rule," proceeded Alice. "You have just invited it. It's the oldest rule in the book," said the king. "Then it ought to be number 1, said Alice. "Consider your verdict," said the king. No, claimed the Queen. Sentence first, verdict after. Stuff and noseness, cried Alice loudly. The idea of having the sentence first, hold your tongue, beloved the Queen. I won't, said Alice. Off with her head. The Queen shouted at the top of her voice. Who cares for you, said Alice. She had grown to her full size by this time.